In the summer of 2023, I was at a men's retreat, and the facilitator told us to put our hands on the man who we thought had the most sex. And everyone put their hands on me. And they were not wrong. I had hooked up with, I think, 25 people in the past 6 months, and I looked around at the respect and admiration in their eyes, and I realized I'd hit some sort of patriarchal male threshold. I'd won the game, and I was supposed to feel pride, but I started to cry. I was a lonely and angsty kid growing up, and when I grew up, I made up for lost time. I hooked up with a lot of people. I knew that I was really sexual and wanted to express it, and I dated and had one-night stands, and none of it was working until I found the San Francisco sex positive world, and whew, I felt like I'd found the answer. Like, they were my people. Orgies, sex parties, this entire consent edifice. I dove in. And this world allowed me to express my queerness and my exhibitionism and my kinkiness. And I had all the sexual experiences I could possibly have wanted. And by 2023, I was going to sex parties every weekend. And I could tell that something was wrong. I mean, sex had become my main hobby. The interactions themselves were amazing and beautiful and mostly in community, but my relationship to sex itself had become consumptive, habitual. And I wanted a life partner, and I found that the vulnerability required just was inaccessible to me. Like, sex and love were inextricable, but also now completely separate. My heart was closed. And so in that moment, at that men's retreat, I saw that I had to make a change, a full reset. And I made a pledge of celibacy, 6 months minimum. And not just no sex, but no sexual energy, like none of it. I committed fully, and at first it was hard. And then it kind of was easy until I was tested. And it happened one night when I was alone. Someone texted me, a beautiful, vivacious woman who didn't know me that well, kind of opening the door for a hookup, and that eager, horny teenager in me was like, oh, you know, and then I had to catch myself. And I stopped and I erased my message, and I wrote another one, coyly invoking the celibacy as a way of saying yes, but later. And I had to catch myself again. The pattern was so ingrained. Hunting, going for it. I knew that this was a moment. So I literally sat down at my altar and I lit a candle and I prayed. And something inside me shifted. Like, in that moment, I was finally able to surrender that horny teenager still making up for lost time. And I wrote her back a polite rejection, no games, and that was that. And after that, my celibacy became not just easy, but joyful. I found myself feeling liberated. There was something truly beautiful about life, about my relationships that I could relate to differently. After a year, I decided my celibacy was over. My friends offered to throw me an orgy, and I declined. I was like, no, I'm good. And since then, it's been beautiful. I feel so held in community. I feel so aligned with my purpose. And of course, the point of this story is not that I think sex is bad. I mean, I love all of this world. Celibacy for me was about saying no to a form of sex that wasn't working and yes to one that was. And to me, that is sex positivity. I am so grateful for every single interaction I had during that time. And let me tell you, we still live in a society in which men are told over and over that we are losers if we are not hunting. And as a men's sexual integrity coach, I see every day the harm that we do when we're coming from that place of hunger and desperation. So I ask you all, honestly, and especially the men, how much of your sex life is about validation and status, about making up for lost time? And what would it be like if you were to change it? Thank you.